What's good? Welcome back to Universe X. In today's episode, we are actually going to go over the full spoilers of Yellow, since now we have actually everything but green, and yesterday's video was blue. So, yeah. If you like the content, think about hitting that subscribe button, notification button, just trying to grow the channel, and the bigger the audience, the more it spreads, the more, like, the algorithm picks up on my videos, and I'm just trying to blow up, you know what I'm saying? But for real. Also, Facebook group for the game, link in the description, and it is just a plethora of knowledge about this game, huge forum, and you'll probably end up making some friends too. So, besides that, just want to plug the Discord because every now and then when we have conversations, I definitely test with my homies, and I would definitely like just more people to be in there. We can talk about cards, we can actually get some untap in when time permits it and whatnot. But further on, we are getting into the yellow cards. So we'll put up that template, and let me know if this actually does well, because if this is doing well, then I'll definitely keep doing it in the future, as long as I have the high resolution renders of these cards to put on here. So going over Yellow, I remember when I was talking about it in the other video, I was kind of skeptical. I didn't like the Frieza cards. At first, I really didn't like the Whis cards because I saw skillless in yellow, and I was like, wow, they really tried to redo the same thing twice. But I started reading the Whis cards. Crazy, right? Reading cards. And basically, I realized that this deck is a lot more than I gave it credit for. So we're going to jump right into it with the Whis Bleeder. Auto, when this card attacks, draw one card, okay? And then auto, once per turn, if it's your opponent's turn, when a yellow skillless battle card with 15k power is placed in your drop area from your combo area, you may play it from your drop area. Cool, right? When your life is at 4 or less, or you have a yellow unison card with a specified cost of 2 in play, you may draw one card, switch up to one of your energy to active mode, and then add cards from your life into your hand until you have 6 life left, then flip this card over. Okay. So, before we hit anything, just know that when this card is able to combo on your opponent's turn and then just bring the card back, okay? That's cool, and it doesn't have to bring it back in rest, so you can bring it back and just have it actually still up to go. The other thing is it can awaken on turn 2 just by having the unison. That's always been a good thing. We've seen it plenty of times with cards like Go Tanks, cards like, just awakening at 6 is just really, awakening to 6 life is really good, especially when you're just trying to survive in a format where things like sorry, you're not commenting over that regardless. Things like Red Broly exist, and some of the more low to the ground aggressive decks. So that's actually really cool. So already this guy has some fun stuff, Now, you should also know that if you play Go Tanks a lot, when they awaken full price, they're gaining 1 to 2 cards from their hand because of their 7 to 8 life. They're also drawing another card and they're untapping, so it can be a huge plus if you can't force them down past 6 before they awaken. Now, moving on to the next part of this, okay? You got his backside. When this card attacks, draw one card. Cool. Once per turn, if it's your opponent's turn, same skill. When you combo with a skillless yellow battle card with 15k power, you can just play it again. And that doesn't have a cost requirement, so this can happen with your with anything that's vanilla and 15k, but you're going to be using the 2 drops in the deck. They flow. Now, activate main once per turn yellow. Choose one yellow Son Goku or Vegeta card with energy cost of 2 in your battle area and place it in its owner's drop area. Then choose one battle card from your deck or hand with an energy cost of 3 EX Evolve skill with the same character name and play it. Then shuffle your deck if you looked at it. So you can already evolve these cards from hand. Cool. But now this leader will enable you to do it from deck as well, which is absolutely fire. Yeah. So it's going to allow you to get into these 3 drops, and when you see them, you're going to understand that while they may be 3 drops, they do a fair amount for the deck. So yeah, let's move on. The leader is very solid. Now you've got this 2-drop unison that's meant to be played with it. When your opponent attacks, you may choose one yellow skillless battle card in your hand or drop area and combo with it. okay? If you do, negate this skill for the turn. And then its +1 is choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with or unison cards and switch it to rest mode. And then its last one is play -4, play up to 2 skillless battle cards, 15k power from your deck, or drop area, then shuffle your deck if you look there. Okay, so let us begin. 1, this Unison's auto makes it the only Unison so far that can actually combo for itself, so to speak. It gets attacked, it's already 15k, you can combo a 2-drop vanilla from the grave, bringing it up to 20k. This leader has a lot more survivability than other leaders, just for being a 15k and once per turn being able to go up to 20k. That's actually wonderful. Then with its 1, this is cool. Its 1 is going to allow you to, provided barriers not in the way, turn something sideways so you can crack on it. Always like that. Now its -4 is kind of weird. It's not a bad effect, but the same effect has been printed on a couple cards for 1-drops at lower cost, so that kind of hurts, but you are playing 2 skillless 2-drops, presumably. So that's cool. It's just, I don't really see you using its -4 ever. It's just kind of like, its +1 is good enough. And the fact that it's going to enable you to awaken, and then its +1 will run some interference. So next we've got the vanilla 2-drops on Goku, 15k. Nothing really to say about that. After that, we've got Son Gohan, stalling for time. This card's kind of wild. Auto, add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, it gains plus 11,000 for the turn, bringing it from 4,000 to 15,000. If your leader card is yellow, when you deal damage to your opponent by attacking with this card, look at the top 7 cards from your deck, play up to 1 skillless battle card with energy cost of 2 or and 15 power or 15k power from among them in rest mode, and then shuffle your deck. So gain a card, play him, gain a card from your life, deal a damage, and then if you can actually successfully land that damage, you're going to be able to look at the top 7 to just plant a 2-drop on the board in rest mode. Very good. You're gonna take a card from your life, so self-awakening, you're gonna thin your deck up by 1, hopefully, and start to progress your board state. And if you use this on turn 1, chances are they're gonna have to combo to get over your 15k, and you can kind of combo to keep your 15k if you want to. So I don't really, it's pretty wild. Like, I think that's actually really good. Then you've got the 2-drop vanilla Vegeta. Again, we're just skipping over vanillas. Now you've got Piccolo, precision strikes. Counterattack, negate the attack and play this card in rest mode. He's only a 1-drop. Place this card in its owner's drop area as an auto at the start of the turn. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 4 or less, and negate its skills for the turn. Okay, this is kind of weird. I guess it's kind of a skill shot more than anything. You can literally just negate knowing that you have a card in their field. Like, they could have a Yamcha Lawless, and I mean, it doesn't really matter because this is weird, because this card is only going to be as good as the format allows it to be. If there's not a lot of high impact 4 or lesses, you're not going to really use this. However, when there are, yeah, you might actually just be able to side this in, because you know that, okay, they'll swing and you play this card and then you start off your turn negating maybe a floodgate-esque effect. So I think this is actually pretty cool. It's just, it's very dependent on the format you're in. Now you've got Krillin making a comeback. He's a blocker, and if your leader card is yellow, when one of your skillless battle cards with an energy cost of 2 is removed from your battle area or by your opponent's skill or KO'd, you can play this card from your hand. If you do, you can't play cards like this for the rest of the turn. Cool. So basically, once another, it's another Krillin card would come back in his name, but he's not getting like freaking burrito held by Garly Jr., which is cool. But I mean, really, this is pretty neat. If any of your skillless cards get removed, you just plot this guy on the board, you have some extra defense. Not sure if he'll slot in, but this card is always a good card to have, because in your aggro matchups, you can at least put some stuff down. You know, you could put a blocker in front of Dark Broly. You can put a blocker in front of Red if they swing into any of your monsters or creatures. I think that's actually really good. That's good. I said monsters and creatures like that was the correct thing, I guess. Yu-Gi-Oh! And MTG. I play a lot of card games. It is what it is. You got Master Roshi, Body of Steel. Just a generic super combo. You know, they gotta keep it in rotation. Then you got Spatial Transmission. Counterattack. If your leader card is a Whis card, negate the attack. You may choose one card in your hand and discard it. If you do, play up to one yellow skill as battle card, energy cost of 2, and 15k power from your drop area in rest mode. Okay. So this is cool because you can drop a card. You can drop the skill list and then play the skill list. Yeah. This is a good card. It negates the attack and it progresses your board state. I have nothing else to say about that. You can see the bricks building to build this light castle. Now you're gonna start to get into the meat and potatoes. You're seeing a lot of the cards that make the deck flow, but now you're gonna see the cards that make the deck punch. You've got Son Goku, Deity's Disciple, and that's a critical EX Evolve for yellow. When you EX Evolve, you're going to draw one card, which is the reason why it still kind of can be better to do these from hand other than Whis' effect, because you will miss out on that floating draw. But yeah, draw one card, and you have to evolve it on a yellow Son Goku with energy cost of 2. So you already know which one that is. And then when this card attacks, you may choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. Yes. When this card is removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill, play up to one yellow Vegeta with energy cost of 2 from your deck or drop area and then shuffle your deck. So this kind of makes a chain. As long as nobody double removes your Goku and then your Vegeta, or your Vegeta and then your newly summoned Goku, you can start kind of looping these guys. And that's actually very, very nice. And because they can summon from your drop area, you're going to be able to not have to come out of hand, not be stuck in there. Like, as long as they don't warp them from your drop area, Cough, Dark Broly, or Shroom, Salsa, you should be good to go. Next one, the Vegeta's version of it. Vegeta, Deity's Disciple. Double Strike, EX Evolve, same effect, it's going to draw a card. When your opponent activates a counter skill, during a battle with this card, you may switch this card to active mode. So he's one of those guys where he's going to come out at 25k. Possibly more, because there are going to be some ones that boost the two drops, and then you can EX Evolve and they'll keep the attack bonus. So you will be able to swing with these guys, and if they don't want to take that 20k double strike, he's going to untap. So it just puts your opponent in a position where they are forced to combo out of it. And yeah, some people are like, oh, I can just combo out of it. But yeah, you still use a super combo, or yeah, you still use 2 cards in hand. Or if he's at 25, you use 3 cards in hand, or super combo and another card. Like, there's things about this. Now you got Bulma sending out an SOS. Auto, if your leader card is a Whis card and it is your opponent's turn, when this card is used in a combo with up to one skillless battle card with an energy cost of 2 and 15k power from your deck, then shuffle your deck. Okay, so this is cool. She's got 0 combo power, okay? However, when it's your opponent's turn, you defend with this. You'll be able to just fish a 15k from your deck, combo with it for that 5k, and put it out. So it's weird. It's a rather blank slot, but you're really thinning your deck out by 1 when you can combo with it. So I am interested to see how this card will work, if it will be played. It's kind of weird to me because I feel like, yes, it fishes from your deck, but it kind of does provide a blank slot. But yeah, I think it's still pretty cool. Now we're going to go into Beerus and All of the Golden Emperor. Auto, yellow. If your leader card is a Whis card and it is your turn, when this card is used in a combo, choose up to 2 of your yellow skillless battle cards with 15,000 power. Switch them to active mode and they gain 5,000 power for the turn. And you can activate the auto skill and copy this card for the turn. Okay, so imagine a turn where you swing with your leader, Whis. That's one swing. You swing with your 15k Vegeta. You swing with your 15k Goku. All these are able to pressure an awakened leader, but if your opponent's not awakened, they're going to have to expend even more not to take these, so they might be almost free shots. Then or maybe you swing with the vanilla, and then you swing with Whis. But when you swing with Whis, you combo this card, okay, going up to your 10k or 15k if he was unawakened, and then you can stand both of them up and they go up to 20k, okay? Awaken, if you have it. If you're at the right life, if you have the 2 drop units on board, because I think this is 3 energy play. And then you can EX Evolve if you have them both in hand. You float the cards, you'll draw the cards that you just used. And now you have a 25k crit, a 25k double strike. And you can now pressure with those 2. Yeah, this is an enabler. This is a super enabler, and I definitely like that. So, yeah, now we've got Beerus and All of the Golden Emperor, and that is, I actually am very, very much so fond of this card. it's going to allow you to push. And even if you don't have the EX evols, even if you only have one or you don't have the energy necessary, this is still turning your 15Ks into 20Ks, and they'll pressure just as well. So yeah, I actually very much so like this card. Very nice design. Now we've got the SR for the set. This is Whis, a helping hand. When this card is played, look at the top 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 yellow skillless battle card or a unison card with a specified cost of 2. Amongst them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Then auto, when a yellow skillless battle card in a or when you use a yellow skillless battle card in a combo, you draw a card. And this is once per turn. So this guy potentially draws you between your turn and your opponent's turn 2 cards a turn if they can't get rid of it. Now granted, he doesn't have barrier, so chances are he's going to get smoked. I mean, Dark Broly can do it, Gotenks can do it, and like, I mean, any deck with spot removal will just yeet this card and keep going. But it's a very powerful card because if not answered, he's going to just start plussing you throughout the rest of the game. So I dig that. So those are all the Whis cards. And next we'll be moving on to the Frieza cards. First up, you got Frieza, the leader card. Permanent, if all your life is face up, you lose the game. Oof. When you take damage, flip all of your life face up, or flip cards in your life face up equal to the damage taken instead. Permanent, cards can only be flipped, cards in your life can only be flipped face up by skills on mono yellow cards, and you can't add face up cards in your life to your hand. Okay. Then yeah, when you place this card in your leader area, activate up to 1 cutting edge recovery device from your deck. Cool, so you only have to run 1. And then when your life is at 5 or less, choose 1 cutting edge rejuvenation or cutting edge recovery device in your battle area and place it in its owner's drop area, then flip this card over. Okay, cool. We're gonna flip to the back. Frieza Resurrected, same permanent. If all your life is flipped face up, you die. Permanent cards in your life can only be flipped face up by skills. Yep. Mono yellow cards. And then activate battle. Once per turn, place 1 card in your life to your drop area. Draw 1 card, and this card gains 5,000 power and double strike for the battle. Okay, so 20k double strike is always cool. At the cost of a life, we'll see. Now, first card, Frieza, same stuff, different day. Counterattack, negate the attack and play this card. If your leader card is a yellow Frieza's army card and this card is face up in your life, you can play this card, you can pay this card's energy cost and activate this card's counter skill from your life. That is actually really cool. I mean, your opponent can see it coming, so they can try to play around it, but that's another dimension of game. Now you got the cutting edge recovery device, which is just the, field card. Barrier and field, that's interesting. Auto once per turn, when a card in your life is flipped face up, choose up to 1 of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. Cool. Activate main, that's actually built-in defense. If they swing on you and you flip a card up because you take damage, you can then point at their other card and be like, rest mode now. So that's actually built-in defense. Activate main once per turn. If all of your energy is mono yellow and you choose 1 card in your life and 1 yellow Frieza army card in your battle area, place them in their owner's drop area. Draw 2 cards. Then choose up to 1 mono yellow Frieza's army card or mono yellow unison card in your hand and place it into your life face up. Very interesting. I mean, this literally has a draw 2 by sacking a Frieza's unison and 1 life. It's going to help you get down to that part. That's cool. And then you have activate battle. If you have 3 or more main or battle, 3 or more face-up cards in your life, and you place this card in its owner's drop area, you may flip your leader card to its backside. If you do, place the top card of your deck into your life face up. So this is cool, and this is why the Awaken doesn't draw you cards, because this pod is going to be drawing you mad cards. It's going to be doing things. So that's why your leader doesn't necessarily have any like Awaken shenanigans. But that's cool. Provided, this means you can probably Awaken fairly soon with this card. I mean, you take a damage, you use a leader fight. Yeah, you can Awaken fairly soon with this. So, now you've got Frieza, Onslaught begins, okay? And the other thing that's kind of wild about this is, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, 3 more face-up cards, flip your leader card in its backside. This is going to be weird with life totals, because you use your life as like ammo, but I feel like you can actually have a fair amount of cards. Like, if you can get over 8 cards in life with this deck, I mean, you want to be using effects, but some of these cards add, and they don't really have a discrepancy about like how many cards you already have in life, so that's interesting. Frieza, the onslaught begins. So you got blocker, auto yellow. If your leader card is a yellow Frieza's army card and all your energy is mono yellow, when this face-up card in your life is placed in your drop area, play this card from your drop area. Cool. If it's your turn and when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 4 or less in rest mode, KO it. Also cool. Random instruction, Lobby card. Sorbet, Commander of Frieza's Forces. When this card is played, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add up to 1 yellow Frieza army card with an energy cost of 3 or less, and or up to 1 unison card, yellow unison card with a specified cost of 2 amongst them, and place them into your hand. Cool. Activate main. If your leader card is a yellow Frieza's army and a cutting edge recovery device is in your battle area, play this card from your drop area with a skill negated for the turn. You can't play copies of this card for the turn. Okay, so this guy is actually going to give you the fodder to draw. That's what this guy is doing. If you have the pot up, you can pay 1 yellow to play this guy, then take 1 life and sorbet, put him in the graveyard, draw 2. That's what this card is trying to enable. Tagoma, Cold as Ice. When this card is played, draw 1 card. Activate main. If your leader card is a yellow Frieza's army card and you have 2 or more energy, place 1 face-up card in your life into your drop area, then send this card from your drop area to your warp. You may choose 1 mono yellow Frieza's army card in or mono yellow unison card in your hand, place into your life face up. If you do, draw a card. Okay. So you play him, you draw a card. And if you have 2 or more energy, you can remove him and a card in your life. Okay. To draw a card and replace 1 card in your life. But it's all face up. Okay. So this is interesting. This card feels a little too convoluted for what it does, but I could just not be looking at it deep enough. But it looks like, I mean, it's going to shuffle some of the cards, work around with what you have. I mean, it's going to trigger some of the cards in your life. You know, you'll be able to put them to drop and then play them instead. And then you still draw a card. You draw a card for playing it, you can combo with it, and then do all these things. Actually, you draw a card for playing it, use Pod's effect, the Chamber's effect, to draw another cards, and then you can use this from the grave to then draw another card. So actually, you know what? It's actually a lot of moving. You're going to see a lot of cards in your deck. That's cool. I actually like that now. Shazami, Frieza Force Elite Super Combo. This is just the Rejuvenate Super Combo for the deck. You know, you use it, you draw a card, and then at the end of the battle, you choose one of your yellow unison cards, Rejuvenate, and you put this card right under it. We're moving on. Now you've got Frieza Trained at Last. Double Strike, and he's a 3-drop. Auto yellow. If your other card is a Frieza's army card and all of your energy is mono yellow, when this card is face up in your life and placed into your drop area, play this card from your drop area. Cool. 19k double strike for 1. If your leader card is a yellow Frieza's army and you place 1 face-up card in your life into your drop area, when your opponent plays a battle card, you may choose that card, switch it to rest mode if you do draw a card, and negate this skill for the turn. Very, very cool. And being able to refill your life with some of these cards will allow this card to be used multiple times. But there's a lot of draw 1 cards in this deck. A lot of cards are just going to kind of float cards, and I like that. Moving on to Ginyu One Last Body Change. If your leader card is a yellow Frieza's army card, and you place 1 face-up card from your life in your drop area, when this card is played, draw 2 cards. Okay. When one of your opponent's cards is switched to rest mode by one of your skills, this card gains blocker for the turn. Also cool. And this is going to be a huge plus too. You're going to play him and take a card from your life, draw 2 cards. But then you're going to be able to send this card and a card from your life and draw 2 cards. It's very weird because you can't take damage until you hit 0 life. You are going to proceed to be able to use your life as the largest resource. Very interesting. And then you're going to have Ginyu, a new transformation. This guy's going to have Rejuvenate. And if your leader card is yellow and all your energy is mono yellow, when this face-up card in your life is placed in your drop area and you don't have a unison card in play, you may play it with 1 marker. Okay, so he can be played from your unison pile, or from your life pile. And then activate main. If you place 1 face-up card in your life under this card, choose 1 mono yellow battle card in your hand, place into your life face up, draw a card. Okay. And now, this is kind of crazy because I really thought that in all this archetype you'd have some more cards that can put cards face down, but I was wrong. And you have this guy. This guy costs 5. Permanent. This card can't be removed from your battle area by your leader skill or opponent's skills. Cool. Auto. If your leader card is yellow, when this card is played, choose all of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, KO them, then flip 1 face-up card in your life face down. At the end of the turn, switch this card to active mode. Auto, once per turn, when your opponent activates a counter attack skill, choose up to 2 of their cards, switch in the rest mode, and then they can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's turn. I'm honestly feeling like there's gonna be a TP card that blows this deck wide open, because one card turning cards face down that you have to cast for 5 is not enough. It's just not. Like, there's got to be a card that cheats this card into play earlier. Only happens once though. I suspect a yellow TP card that is maybe 2 to 3 costs that can flip a card face down, because not gonna lie, correct me if I'm wrong, this archetype feels like absolute butt cheeks. Like, all the cards flip things face up and then you lose the game. I didn't necessarily see any like killing power before you just get clappeted. So yeah, I need to see more. I need to see a promo or something, because this deck kind of scary me. But we'll see. We'll definitely be able to test it out a little bit. We'll definitely be able to see what's going on. So now we have the last leg of this, which will be the Shinron cards, okay? And I'm excited to go in about this. So the first one we got here is Rage Shinron, Electricity Absorbed. Dual attack, EX Evolve, Rage Shinron with an energy cost of 2, cool. This card can't attack leader cards. When a card evolves into this card, switch this card to active mode, and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, switch to rest mode. Cool, so that's neat. The very next card though is Rage Shinron the Electromancer. Critical, add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, it gains 5,000 power for the turn. So you're gonna play this for 2, right? You don't necessarily have to play it for 2, because the 1-star ball, or the Dragon Ball 1-drop is gonna be able to cheat this out. But you play him, you swing, you add a card from life to hand for that Self-Awakening, and then he's gonna be a 15k crit. But then you can just EX Evolve Rage Shinron Electricity Absorbed on top of him. He's going to be a dual attack now, and he's still going to have the 5,000 power. I think that's why they made him a 10,000 plus 5,000 instead of a 5,000 plus 10,000, because now you're going to have a 25k dual attack swinger that can swing twice. Deal. You got Oceana Shinron, Swift Spirals, dual attack on a 9k. Okay. Auto Burst 1. If your leader card is a Shadow Dragon card and it's your opponent's turn, when this card is using a combo from your hand, choose up to 1 Shadow Dragon card in your battle area, switch to active mode. That's pretty cool. If you have some blockers going on, that's pretty cool. And this card will be able to just untap it. So that's its utility. Now we can see the negative star ball, 4-star. These are just the negative star balls, okay? Like, you got the 4-star ball, you got the 5-star ball, you got the 6-star ball, and they're all just here to do normal Shinron things, and place it into the grave and choose one of the corresponding dragons and play it with 2 costs. So that's cool. Now let's get to the 2-cost Nova Shinron, the Pyromancer. Auto, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less and switch it to rest mode. Cool. Then, if your leader card is a Shadow Dragon card, when this card KOs an opponent's battle card by attacking it, choose up to 1 Nova Shinron card with an energy cost of 4 from your deck or hand, play it on top of this card in active mode, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. This is another one of those cards that's going to be better depending on whether the format allows it to be better. If you have a bunch of 1-drops that are getting played that, people think are going to stick, your Goku's, your not any of the ones in Broly, because you won't swing over those with this card, but or Dark Broly. But I mean, there's a lot of cards that you can do here. I mean, you can even put somebody's Ba in tap mode and then swing on it with Nova Shinron. So there's a lot of cards in the format currently that will be able to proc this card. So that's neat. You got Burning Spin, counterattack. If your leader card is a Shadow Dragon card, negate the attack, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch to rest mode. This is a reprint, essentially. A Shadow Dragon exclusive reprint, but the art is so fire, I'm gonna allow it. Either way though, you guys know what a card like this does. Your opponent has 2 cards, and you negate an attack and tap the other one, and you've essentially negated 2 attacks, so it's very, very strong. Then you've got Dragon Thunder, because it's not enough that this gets 1 specific negate. Permanent, if you have 3 or more energy in rest mode, you can activate this card from your hand without paying its energy cost. Okay. Activate main/battle. If your leader card is a Shadow Dragon card, choose up to 1 Shadow Dragon card in your leader area or battle area. It gains 5,000 power for the turn. If you pay the energy cost to activate the skill, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's battle area and negate its skills for the turn. Cool. You see a Sensu Beam that can be activated when you are tapped out. And it doesn't prevent you from playing multiples of these a turn. So you could be at 3 energy and tapped out, and your opponent swings at you and you activate 2 Sensu Beams. Okay. Alright, Shadow Dragons, we see you. Now you got Omega Shinron, allies absorbed, and this card is going to say, choose one mono yellow Shadow Dragon card. Oh, well, he's unique, first of all, because his card's nutty. Activate main, yellow. Choose one mono yellow Shadow Dragon card with energy cost of 4 or less in your battle area and place in its owner's drop area. Draw one card, and then play this card from your hand. So he's going to replace himself, even being this stupid. Activate main once per turn if your leader card is a mono yellow Shadow Dragon card, or yellow Shadow Dragon card, and you send one mono yellow Shadow Dragon from with an energy cost of between 2 and 4, yeah, that isn't a Shinron card, from your drop area to its owner's warp. Add up to one card from your life to your hand, and this card gains the abilities of the card sent to the warp with this skill until the end of your opponent's next turn. Couple things to note. 1. Funny how it says yellow Shadow Dragon as the leader, but it says mono yellow Shadow Dragon that you remove. I could be reading into this, but I just wonder if they're leaving themselves design space to make a yellow X Shadow Dragon leader, an Omega in the future maybe, because this is just very interesting that it just had that discrepancy. It didn't say mono yellow twice. The other thing is right here, sorry for the sniffles, it says right here, allergies are killing me. It's going to allow you to keep the effects until the end of your next turn, or your opponent's turn. Meaning it's not just offensive plays you're going to be able to use this for. You could remove the Shinron and have that effect where you're going to negate the cards when they come into play. So that's actually very, very neat. Next, you've got Nova Shinron Flame Shot Unleashed. Unique permanent. If your leader card is a yellow Shadow Dragon card and you have a yellow Shadow Dragon card in play, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 3. So he can be a 1-drop. The crap? Homie. Yeah, no, this guy's a 1-drop almost the entire game. Okay. 15k 1-drops. Activate main option, or once per turn, burst 2, switch this card to rest mode. Play up to one mono yellow Shadow Dragon card from your drop area with energy cost of 2 or more, 19,000 power from the drop area, or power or less, and a character name different from any battle cards you have in play. With the skills negated for the turn, you can't play battle cards from your drop area, so you can cheat out sins. This card is kind of interesting. They're really just feeding the Shinron deck cards at this point. Like, this is wild. So yeah, I guess that's what we're looking at. And then we've got Oceana Shinron Electromancer. And this is barrier and blocker. When this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. If the card you switch to rest mode has an energy cost of 2 or less, KO it. That's very strong. Activate main, burst 1, discard this card and look up to the top 5 cards of your deck, add up to one mono yellow Shadow Dragon, an energy cost of 8 or less amongst them to your hand, then shuffle your deck and you can't activate this skill for the rest of the turn. Why are this deck is gonna be so consistent? Like, alright, Shadow Dragons are gonna become a problem, and it's not even close. They're just getting like thrown into the spotlight. And there's another card that I want to go over. I guess I'll just put them up here. I'll read them off my phone, and then I'll edit them up because they were kind of put in these notes elsewhere. You've got Shinron Achieving Supremacy. Okay, unique. Activate main. If your leader card is a Shadow Dragon card and you choose one mono yellow Shadow Dragon card with an energy cost of 2 or less in your battle area, return to the hand, basically any of the balls. Play this card. Well, not any of the balls, any of the ones after the balls. Because most of them have the balls, then the 2-drops, then a larger one that does things. Play this card from your hand, and you can't activate the activate main skills in this card for the turn. Activate battle though. Once per turn, if it's your turn, choose one Shadow Dragon card in your hand, discard it, draw one card. So that's kind of neat. He's 10k. I mean, it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. It's promotional. And then, wow. We're just going to save that for another video. Yeah, we're going to save Mega Frieza for another video, I think, because we need to talk about this and why they would do such a thing. So yeah, that is the yellow overview. I hope you guys liked it. And I am having a lot of fun with this. The editing process a little bit longer with this sort of method, but I think it's worth it if the quality looks that much better. So let me know if you like this more than just me reading off of the page. If you don't care, let me know. I just want to see it in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video later.